Hello. Hi, everybody. How are you? Good afternoon. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Holly Lee. I am a career coach, simply here live streaming twice a week, every Tuesday afternoon, right now, as well as Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time because I'm Seattle based, literally very close to the Amazon Sphere headquarters. This live stream or all of my live stream now are for member only because I like to keep all the internet troll away from my space. Okay. And I wanted to answer member mode only questions right away. That way I'm not being distracted with a bunch of questions, people repeating the questions to me where I have to scroll back and forth to save you time. Okay. So if you have questions for me, please put the giant Q in front of your questions. That way my eyes are attracting to the capital Q right off the bat. Don't be shy. I know there's quite a number of you guys who are my paid YouTube member community. If you are interested in joining during the live stream, there's a big link underneath the video that says join and also a link in the live chat alone. Now, because my voice is a little scrappy today, I've been fighting really hard in the last 2 weeks that my 3.5-year-old and I, whatever he had, I have. So to save my voice, look, I have my coffee and I also have this giant thing of green tea just in case, plan A, B, and C, because that's how I work. I have 3 different links in the live chat. Okay, please, please, please take a look at it because a lot of your questions are very similar. Excuse me, guys. Now, that didn't last very long, did it? I just started. The first link is my number one most highly rated Holly Talk. My goodness, rated playlist, which is Amazon's most commonly asked questions and answer. Okay, so that playlist is not telling you about the interview question; it's also telling you the expectations and how you should be able to frame your star story. Now, in full disclosure, I'm a huge fan of the star method. I learned what the star was when I was a trainer. I was a talent leader at Amazon, and I also interviewed for tech and non-tech, which is basically the non-tech part is PM, product managers, recruiting, finance, of course, because I'm in recruiting, right? And tech, which is engineering, TPM, engineering leaders, UX, UI design globally across the world with my stakeholders, which also happens to be BR at the time. Okay. So that is my passion, is training in the space of interviewed. I've been doing it for over 21 years. I left my full-time amazing job at Facebook so that I can live stream for you all twice a week. Yes. But thank you for being here. Now, you do want to click that link, okay? I know for a fact that 60% of you guys are prepping for your Amazon job interview. One thing that you should know is that every single thing I'm teaching you, you notice that I don't talk about the Amazon leadership principle, right? Not much really at all, maybe 20%. I talk a lot of the top most commonly asked behavioral questions because check this out, guys. It is a big secret here, okay? A lot of the major companies are really copying what Amazon's doing. That's just the case. I know this because I happen to work for a lot of those companies. Okay, let me just turn down my volume. I can hear you guys, the message coming in. Excuse me. So with that in mind, as you are watching my template, as you are following instructions, you will have beautiful story. Because why? All my fellow community member, when you join and be part of my community, I also review your stories. In fact, there's about a couple thousand people who resulted in an Amazon specifically job offer just off of my YouTube content. You see the playlist that I just dropped down? There's 3 links on there. That's it. Guys, it's free. That's all they're doing, okay? I'm not even telling you to work with me. Everything is literally in my library of my YouTube channel. If I were you, I would watch every single thing that has the word Amazon on it. I don't care if you're interviewing at Google, at Facebook, at Microsoft. It doesn't matter what company it is. Because professional, at the end of the day, I personally have coached a couple hundred clients since the pandemic when I took my job a little more seriously. even as a career coach, when I started it, I did it as a hobby. This whole YouTube channel, I did it because I truly love coaching. I don't really like live streaming. I don't enjoy having a camera staring at my face. I'm just being real here because it's very uncomfortable as I'm staring at the lens talking to you guys and I can't hear your responses, okay? But why I'm sharing this with you is that so many of you are doing this to me. Okay? When you guys, I read all of your messages on LinkedIn when you're saying, "Holly, I disagree with you. I don't think that I should be creating my story before having pipeline. My pipeline is dry. I need to land XYZ interview. I can't even land one interview and I have to like put a break on them." Okay? Why are you re-entering the workforce and getting more interviewed when you have bombed a couple interviewed for the same company, the same position title, probably the same role, right? Because the leveling and the bar at Amazon, and by the way, all the companies are really the same, right? I say Amazon because Amazon has the most job opening right now, and about 100% of you are gonna ask me about Amazon, which is why this channel is very quickly became Amazonian channel. And yes, I have a lot of Amazonian coming in here as well. In fact, one of my former VP from Alexa, he jumped into my live stream. No name. If I mention whom, then you'll know exactly who he is. But I have Amazon leaders, like leaders who's been at Amazon for nearly 20 years, who also jumped into my live stream and gave me referrals. So that says a lot about my brand and my credibility. And I guess you can say I know a few things when it comes to landing a job offer at all these FANG companies, specifically at Amazon, because I pour my heart and soul into helping them with the whole. I did not create the interview process. It's been around at Amazon, but I did a lot of tweaking through the years for Amazon. Okay. Because when I joined, it was about 11, 12 years ago. And back then, Amazon wasn't it was a giant, but not this big. Okay. So, with that in mind, please do look at the 3 link. The second one is fail interviewed. I know for a fact that 50% of you have already failed your Amazon interviewed and are having another interview. Please, I'm begging you. I know you guys are very highly ambitious. Okay? I know you are ambitious, and that is why you are so anxious to re-interview, because you are ambitious. Let me make sure my audio is working. Holly, Holly, what are your tips for new hire? Awesome. Christian, welcome, welcome. I will answer your question in one little second, okay? Give me 1 second here. Let me pull this up so I can see a lot of your questions closer to me. So please don't think about being so desperate, this urgency that Amazon's going to go away and you'll never interview for PM or PMT or TPM or a whatever role you're interviewing for. They're not going away, guys. If anything, the longer Amazon age as a company, the more products and services they have. This is an insider tip that I'm sharing with you guys. Every single week, guess what? Amazon's acquiring a lot of companies. Okay? So if you think that your role is going to get shut down, don't worry. Put on your seatbelt because it'll come right back. Okay? I mean, I still have a lot of friends who works there. And when I ask them, hey, by the way, how many program management and even like TPM, I'm just throwing it there because a lot of the customers that I'm getting are TPM, product program managers, dev, a little bit of finance, so on and so forth. But a lot of them are also in leadership, right? So I'm more interested to know about those pipeline. How many open positions are Amazon as a whole? And the number they gave me is mind blowing. I already knew that from being an internal employee for nearly 7 years. But just to give you guys a little insider information, if I may say that, don't feel the need of re-interviewing and bombing it again. Interview, bombing. You see this? This is called a routine. It's a very bad routine that you don't fix the gap. If you don't know what the gap is, I know what your gap is. I bet you also know what the gap is. If you watched the Amazon fail interview, I will tell you how to figure out where the gap is, okay? And the last link is the #1 most popular Amazon interview tips globally. And that is just from the people who's viewing it, even though they're not subscriber. Yeah, why are you guys not a subscriber? There's quite a few of you who's watching right now. If you are enjoying this, if you are shy, you're not ready to become a member yet, at least give a girl a thumbs up in the video because that's going to help out the algorithm. Okay. So I am a full-time YouTuber, content creator, as well as career coach. I'm the founder of my HollyLeague.co VIP, which is real life coaching with me. In my 90-day coaching program, basically in helping you be interview ready with live mock interview. Okay. So I'm ready to answer all of your questions. Let me do this here. Purple, purple, purple. Let me move this up. Alrighty. I see a couple new member. Thank you for being here and you're patient. Let me God, I missed I'm sorry, I can't talk. I missed, say it, Holly, missed. I miss my iMac so much. So much. I'm a laptop girl my entire life. But let me tell you guys, after live streaming in two big monitor, it's not the same with one single monitor. Okay. Alrighty. I'm back to reality now. All right. Let's do some Q&A and see what you guys have for me. Purple Sparkle, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, say hello to Purple Sparkle's Felicity. She is our community manager. She is here to make sure that I answer all of your questions, and also guide you should you have questions where I can't keep up from time to time. Okay? Anna, hey Anna, I got news for you today. What is your news, Anna? What is your news? I'm trying to look for your news. Where's your news, Anna? Okay, tell me your news. What is your news, Anna? You can't do that to me and say I have news for you and I don't see anything underneath. By the way, when you guys are typing your questions, YouTube will allow you to put 200 characters. So if you want me to review your story, you have to put STAR in that order and hit enter because it will not fit in the whole thing. Okay. Alrighty. Silly Anna. What kind of news you have? Did you get a job offer? Is that the news you have for me today? Higher desk trying to give a girl a mini coffee break so you don't go thirsty. I really should cut. And I should give up coffee. I can't help it. It's not about coaching you guys while I'm drinking coffee. It's about handling a 3.5-year-old. Zach, hello, Zach. New here. I know you are new. I don't believe seeing you. Thank you. I generally would have a button that says yay. That will happen on the Friday stream, okay? By the way, all of you guys do remember to come back on Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. because one of my buddy who was a former leader at Google and Amazon, we're going to focus on the hiring bar level 6, 7, and 8 bar at Amazon. And if you have questions with Google, we can both answer those as well because we literally came from those environments, okay? So you do not want to miss out on that. Gina, welcome as a new supporter to our community. How are you, Gina? And Zach, thank you very much for becoming a member. So for all of you, I can tell that there's a lot of a new member that's coming in. I also review your LinkedIn profile should you be interested. And if you want me to ever review your resume, okay, I want you to take off your name and all the contact private information. And I also want you to remove your company's name and just call it 123 or ABC, wink, wink, because God forbid, I don't trust anything on the internet and I don't want anyone to steal your information. Should you ever be interested in me reviewing your resume, I'm more than happy to. As mentioned, I love being a coach and just providing you the tip. Not everyone can afford to hire a coach, and that's what these sessions are for as members, okay? So remember, get rid of all your contact information, but you have to send that to me at least a few days in advance via LinkedIn so I can monitor everything, click and go rather than stop and go. Okay, Zach, and everyone who just joined. And Gina Sharp, let me know if you have any questions for me on the bottom, okay? Silent viewer. There's a lot of silent viewer. Don't be shy, guys. If you're not going to become a member, at least give a girl a thumbs up and help out with the algorithm. You guys are the reason that I am live streaming. You guys are also the reason why my business and my channel is growing. Okay? Purple, you crack me up. Good afternoon, Joshua. How are you? BRN Wild. Barn. I'm just gonna call you Born Wild. Born Wild, how are you? I think you are also a new member. I don't recall seeing you. Joshua, tomorrow is my final loop for a senior saucer. Yes, I remember you. I remember that, Joshua. Any tips on doing the virtual on-site with 7 people? Should I buy a new webcam? Lighting tip, headset like yours. No, please do not spend crazy money like me in pumping this up. The reason why I look like this is because of you guys, okay? For you guys, if you guys can't hear me perfectly and if my cameras are zooming in and all that stuff, I will lose a lot of audience and you won't hang around enough. There is a link, and I believe it's in every single one of my video. It's if you go to my playlist, okay? It is called, you know what? I'm just gonna show you. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna show you. Excuse me, guys. Oh my Lord. Help a girl out. Whew, hang on. I'm gonna show you my I have virtual recommendation for you. For all of you guys who are interviewing, I'm going to share my screen with you really quick here, okay? So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, share. Okay, no, I do not want to update my software. So, this is my screen. Sorry, guys, right here, okay? Oh, no. Okay, it is messing me up. So this is what I'm seeing, guys. All right, just so that you all know, don't judge me. Don't judge. This is what I mean by one monitor. I'm literally crying to you guys. I want my dual monitor back. Please keep my dual monitor back. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. Okay, so I'm gonna show you where to get recommendations for lighting and you know the webcam and whatnot. I'm gonna show you guys the least cost effective with high quality. Over here, all you have to do is click to my main channel, which is my name, okay? Just click on my name next to my photo, my icon. I'm going to make this big so you guys can see it, okay? Oh, excuse me, guys. My goodness. Okay, right here. If you go to... I'm making it so big where I can't see it. Right here. It says playlist. You see this giant button right here that says playlist? Click on the playlist. That's how you find my playlist. It's really simple, okay? Go to my name. You can click my first and last name on any of the video, and it will take you to the main page. By the way, if you haven't already, there's a free star template for everybody who's watching. That is my personal, most innovative thing I've done at Amazon. You can mirror all of your experiences in creating your story for your Amazon interview just by following my step-by-step guide. It's free, okay? So in the playlist, you wanted to look for a playlist that's called Video or Virtual Interview. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. It's right here, okay? It's called Video Virtual Interview Playlist. If I click on that playlist, kabam, it's right here. It's just 3 videos, really short, okay? Over here, I did a collaboration with my buddy over, he's a content video manager at TubeBuddy. Love this man. So him and I tag team together. He actually showed you the back office of how his entire YouTube setup looks like. Very budget friendly. Over here, I made a short 10-minute video to walk you through the tips, everything that I've used when I started my YouTube channel. The webcam should not cost you more than $100, even $75. Do not buy a DSLR or a camera. You do not want that. However, one day, if you wanted to be a YouTuber, then we can have a different conversation. But I highly, highly recommend for you guys to check out this video, the video interviewed, and also interview tips. Those 2, okay? So now I would love to go back to my screen because right here, oh, thank the Lord. Thank God. Yes, bring me back. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Alrighty. Let me make this. Don't worry. On Friday, I will have my dual monitor, which is, I like to be efficient and move around faster at my own speed. So no one should be live streaming with one monitor. I'm just saying, okay? Alrighty. For a sourcing position, first of all, Joshua and everybody who made it to the full loop, you don't have to make it to the full loop. From the moment you start having conversation with the recruiter, from the moment that you decided that you want to apply for a job, because I wouldn't recommend you to apply for a job. That's my networking and job search playlist to tell you how to land interviewed. You need to create your story. Your story comes first before you start applying for a job or having interviewed, because from the moment you land an interview, it will already be too late. I repeat, it will already be too late because it's going to take you at least 2 to 3 months of prep to land a job at Amazon, okay? For a sourcing role, you still need to create all of your story, right, Joshua? For instance, what is the most complex, instead of saying, what's the most complex technical problem you've ever solved? I'm going to ask you, if that's my competency, what is the most complex role or position you ever have to look for? Go ahead. Show me your Boolean strength. Show me your sourcing strategy. I'm looking for your ability to think big. I'm looking for your creativity in diving deep. And I'm looking for a live example. Yeah. And you better bet I have my laptop in front of me if I'm interviewing you. Whatever you put on the whiteboard or whatever fanciness technology Amazon is using these days, I'm going to take your search strength and put it on my laptop to make sure that you know what you're talking about. Okay. So that's just an example. This is what I mean. Don't read too much into honing in of creating 50, 60 questions on all the LP, because now there's 16 leadership principle. If you're only going to focus on that, you're going to waste a lot of your energy. You're going to take 6 months for prep. Okay. Everyone in the mom is going to tell you to focus on just the LP, creating 2 to 3 examples just for the LP. I think when I started my YouTube channel and I didn't know what can really help you speed things, I probably said, if I were you, I would create 1 to 2 stories around the leadership principle. But after personally coaching so many hundreds of clients who result in job offer at Amazon and all this company, I'm telling you this right now. Don't just focus on the LP because there's a lot of questions. You should only focus on the top 20 or the actual questions. By the way, it's in the playlist that I've just mentioned in the live chat. Go check that out, okay? You just focus on those questions. As mentioned, all of the companies are asking the same thing anyway. If you're able to answer those 20 questions, you're gonna get a job offer, because it doesn't matter what the probing questions are that follow up with your actual question, right? You will be comfortable enough because by then you will be able to construct your stories less than 1 minute, and you know exactly what a good story should sound like. Kabish? Kabish. Okay? That's why I don't, even in my VIP cohort in the very beginning of time, VIP cohort meaning when you come in, I have a star template with my top 20 questions that I've just mentioned, and I have instructions to teach you how to create everything. Then I will review every single one of your stories, and then you show up to mock interview twice a week where I work on your verbal communication. That's VIP coaching, along with branding, job search technique, all of that stuff. And yes, I have example for everything. Okay, the VIP is a master cohort. Currently is kind of full. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me and I'm happy to put you on the waiting list. But just an FYI, you want to really hone in and please be good to yourself. Don't try to rush things through. Don't spend your time in looking at the 50, the 100 questions. Just focus on the one that I have already put together for you, guys. On top of that, I also gave you an answer. Yeah, I gave you a template so that you know how to create your own story. That's all you need. Don't make me repeat myself. Couple thousand, I wanted to firmly say about 3,500 people who landed a job offer on my free content in the YouTube channel. Free. If you do the math of every single week, now it's member only, right? Not a lot of folks are my paid member only that can leave a comment. But for the longest time since 2020, every single Tuesdays and Friday, an average of 10 people that came in here, and you can tell they're different people and they're announcing job offers. A lot of those playlists that have confidential information are member only. You can still watch it. A lot of people on fire with job offers left and right just out of this. So I'm telling you this right now. Before you spend your money, before you waste your money anywhere else, stop. Everything is already there for you. My star template examples are gold. That's what my my VIP cohorts. It's really gold. Okay. It takes a really long time for me to figure out what works and what doesn't. and translating that message to you guys. Alrighty, let's see how long my throat would allow me to speak. Okay, Christian, hello, Christian, landed an offer, yay! Woohoo! Yes, I remember you, Christian. How are you? When is your start day? L5 in California last week. I believe this is with Lab 126, correct? If this is the same Christian, I've several Christian, by the way. Congratulations. This is what I mean. Every single week, it never fails. Somebody has a job offer. Someone does, okay? Zach. Do I use STAR method for written behavioral task assignment? Do I need to add an opening paragraph? Yes, you do. Your opening paragraph is your situation. By the way, Zach, for your writing exercise, congratulations for making it to the final loop, Zach. Which question are you answering? You have two options, correct? That is your business judgment call, or the most innovative thing that you have done. In general, a lot of my customers in the VIP coaching, which I also review your Amazon writing exercise, by the way. Tesla, I've also reviewed Tesla exercise. Tesla also make you do some writing as well. The most innovative thing is generally a lot easier. I felt that business call is a lot harder because you're dealing with a lot of ambiguity, right? Your ability to influence with very specific example takes a lot longer to complete a 2 full page written exercise. Okay, so I would highly recommend for you to please do not say the situation, the task. No. Don't do that. Go look at my Amazon writing exercise video, and I gave you some tips on how to construct it. I wanted to apologize in advance, Zach, and everyone who wants to watch that video. There were a time, it was very dark for me during that time, where you can tell in the video, I have no light, just to be clear, it was very dark. I have no microphone either. I was using my iPhone. And at the same time, I was extremely distracted. My child won't stop pulling on my leg. But I talked about how to construct your story, where to find the examples, 2 pages as mentioned. Choose the questions that most relevant to you, where you're not going to waste a month in trying to carve out your paper, okay? And the paper is generally due 2 days before the onsite because everybody has to read it before they interview you. And yes, I know you're going to ask me this. You will be evaluated. It will be against your overall feedback. If your paper doesn't make sense, they will cancel your onsite loop. Okay? That's the writing exercise. Amazon is very heavy. It's a very heavy writing culture. You have to demonstrate your ability to communicate well written. I highly recommend Grammarly Pro. That's what I use. Okay? English is my 4th language. I'm still fairly horrible in my communication. I'm surprised that I haven't looked at a teleprompter while live streaming to you and staring at the camera. I can't fix anything that's coming out of me, but I highly recommend you use Grammarly Pro, especially when you're doing a professional paper like for an Amazon interview. Okay? Anna. Hi, Holly. I'm very happy to share that after so many weeks, I've received a job offer. Yay! For BizDev position in Amazon MX. Thank you for the tough love. I get that a lot, Anna. I'm so happy for you, girl. Yay! I missed my bell. Anyhow, congratulations, Anna. Anna, I am not sure if I've already done it. And also, early on, if you are my member and you result in a job offer because of my coaching, I do handpick. I have a private Facebook group, and that is for everyone who have already landed a job offer. Not everybody is invited, okay? You have to come out of one of my programs or as a member. That way, I do host a monthly check-in, which is Facebook. It's kind of like Zoom, but on Facebook Workplace, where I wanted to check in and see how you're doing with your onboarding, so on and so forth. All right? Please do send me a message to remind me, Anna, if I have not already, because there's quite a number of Anna in there. Excuse me. Jay. Hey, Jay. Holly, do members only session always get posted to general channel for all viewers? I saw some video posts after the live session, but wanted to confirm your standard practice for the channel. Member only. Member only do post in the member only. As a member, you can comment in the live chat. A lot of the live stream, for example, if I'm reviewing your story, you have the view. Only the members, the pay YouTube members, have view, because as a content creator, I like to stay in my own lane, and I don't want other people to take my stuff and call it themselves. Okay. I've seen a lot of that. I've seen some of my video on someone else's business page even. I like to just stay. I'm a girl who works really hard, pumping out content, and everything that I'm sharing with you is based knowledge. It's not looking at anywhere else. So I like to stay in my own lane. I feel like hence why we have member only mode, right? I don't want spammer. I don't want copycats. I just want to be me. I want to be as authentic as possible, where, there will come a time, and I know it's going to happen. More and more people are going to start talking about Amazon, and they are going to sound exactly like me. And that will bug the crap out of me. For the longest time, nobody talks about 30, 45-second elevator pitch and answering interview question. Now, a lot of people are starting to talk about that. You see what I'm saying? The content that you guys is really important for you to know that when I'm sharing information, it's literally based on my personal experience in coaching so many people as a business owner. Not just because I work at Amazon, it's because of my experiences, and I know what works and what doesn't. That's why I'm so bold in the way I communicate with you, as well as Anna call it tough love. Okay. Which I get that a lot inside the VIP coaching. All right. So what you're seeing as a member and having access, especially when you're in the career tier, you will have access to everything. Excuse me. Eric, let me know if you have any questions, Mr. Eric Lewis. Norol, hey Norol, how are you? I should have an on-site interview tomorrow, but last night they told me that the position has been filled. It's okay. Norol, it's okay. The position will come back. When you guys have a full loop, and the loop is closed for any reason, you are always going to be top priority in the recruiter's radar. Okay? If I were you, I would make sure that I keep in contact with that recruiter at least twice a week, and also ask for a referral. A good recruiter, because recruiters are, let's be real here, they're sales position. They need to have numbers to hit. But a genuine recruiter will pass your information to another recruiter. Okay? Anyway, don't get me started about the recruiter conversation. I have to wait for 6 to 1 years to be processed again by Amazon. I don't understand your question. What is 6 months to 1 year to be? The recruiter said there are another team that interested but haven't got any update. Does it mean that I failed the interview? No, I mean, I would not sugarcoat and read and dive so deep into everything. You have to just move on, okay? I'm a little bit confused with the message here. Did you already have the interview, or did you not have the interview? Because your question says you should have an on-site interview, but the position is filled. So, and then you're asking me, did I fail the interview? You did not fail the phone interview. If you fail the phone interview, they will not tell you that you're moving forward. This is very common, by the way. That's why, as cliche as it sounds like, I advise every single person to move their interview process a month later, because I don't feel that they're ready, and they know they're not ready. If you're trying to aim at it and you're not ready, you're going to fail. I'm not saying that you didn't make it. Amazon is always going to be hiring. I'm going to save my breath here and not repeat myself. So go ahead and look at my Amazon fail interview. It is a link. Scroll all the way up. There's a link of the whole playlist. Go check that out. There's also timestamp in there for you. Okay? It's going to tell you exactly what to do next. Next. Constant Price. How are you, Constant? Jay says, could you share your experience with salary negotiation when transfer internal? Of course. And laterally level wise at Amazon for a different job family. I saw all your salary negotiation video. Thank you. I don't remember if I mentioned internal transfer. I think I did. If I didn't, can you please let me know and I can create another one? You guys have to understand, as a former ex-Amazon employee, and also having access to everything, and also knowing how much everybody makes, there's a lot of things I can't talk about. So when I create content and asking you guys to dive deep in knowing what the market data research is, what your worth is, I'm really guiding you so that you can be smart when it comes to negotiation, okay? As an internal transfer, which I have also too done that. I transfer from Kindle to consumer, and of course you have to re-interview. You probably already know that. But rather than re-interviewing with everybody, you have a loop of 4 people, including the BR. Even if the job family have changed, the leveling should not change unless the Amazon HR process has changed. But I highly doubt it. Amazon and also a lot of the company as well. I haven't seen it happen before. If you are, let's just say, a level 5, you're transferring to a different position. Even if the job family is different, you're still going to be a level 5. Okay, it doesn't change. The level doesn't change. If you are non-tech, if you transfer to a different job family who's the non-tech, your pay should be the same. It should be the same. If you're non-tech, however, you transfer to a tech role, then yes, it will change. The level probably will not change, or maybe a slight adjustment. But Amazon and other companies, is not just an Amazon thing, doesn't believe that if you change team, you're going to get an increase in any shape or form, because when you change team, you still have to learn a new environment. It is true. Amazon changing team is like working for a different company. It takes about 3 months to get really situated into your new stakeholders or whomever your customers are, and learning the scope of the job and how to build your goal or your roadmap in hitting those OKR that your manager have set up for you. So it's a complete different environment. I know it sounds kind of weird to say that because it's internal Amazon. It's very different. I say that, I made that statement because I was at Kindle, I was at Consumer, and then I was at Alexa. And let me tell you, my friend, they're all very, very different. Even from Alexa and Kindle, it's considered the same umbrella, right? Devices at Amazon. Oh my God, it's not even the same. The things they use is not the same. The interview process is not even the same. So at the time, I was trying to merge so it could be similar. So this is what I mean. If you're looking for an increase, that is a conversation that you should be having with the new manager, not the current manager. There's nothing they can do, right? It has a lot to do with your feedback. If you are going from, and please guys, if you have questions for me, be as detailed, as specific as possible. If you're transferring from non-tech to non-tech, I don't see that there's any changes on salary. People change team thinking that they're going to get an increase. They don't. They really don't. Okay? And if you have any other questions and you don't feel comfortable talking to your new manager or manager, any of the hiring manager, I would advise for you to leverage your HR BP, your HR business partner. So their job is to work on internal transfer. Okay? Their job is also to keep things confidential if you want them to. Alrighty. Cecily. I will have a Google interview lined up. How should I prepare? I haven't set a date because I want to ensure I have input on what and how to study. Well, the Google interview is a little bit tricky. Well, first of all, Cecily, I highly encourage you to show up to the 9:30 a.m. Friday stream. Russell, my buddy that I'll be tag teaming with him, we actually did a collaboration on the Google interview process. So make sure you check out that video, okay? There's a Google and also Amazon interview process where I am collaborating with him on both. Google loves hypothetical questions. I stopped myself from making a comment. You see that? Um, they love asking hypothetical questions because they wanted to see how you do under pressure. You're never going to be asked those questions in a real life position at Google. I don't know why they do that. Some companies still does that. Microsoft still does it. Microsoft and Google are the only two companies who ask you questions. For example, how many windows are in Seattle? Okay. How many windows are in all the cars in Seattle? Okay. Why is the manhole round? This is what I mean. These are just example. Google also is very famous in asking riddle questions. Don't ask me why. I cannot answer that. So those questions you cannot prepare for, and they did it because you cannot prepare for it. Because before giving you a job, they wanted to evaluate if you have the smart. Google care for one thing. Are you smart enough to deal with questions like that are under pressure? in an environment where you don't have an answer, what would you say? Okay. They just wanted your ability to be creative and think big. Now, Google also asks behavioral questions that are related for the role. A lot of it is, tell me about yourself. Why are you interested in Google? Um, what is, the best thing that you have built? So a lot of those questions are very similar to Amazon, but they do focus about 20-30% of the time on hypothetical questions. Although, it's just, I think that when companies are so big, like the FANG companies, even like the Apple, the Facebook, even, there's an inconsistency where I can't tell you that those hypothetical questions will be asked at 20 or 30% in every single candidate, because I have had senior program managers who's interviewing at Google, Alphabet to be specific. None of the hypothetical questions were asked. And then I have a senior PM who interviewed for just Facebook, I'm sorry, stop thinking about Facebook, Google General, and those questions are being asked. You see where I'm going? So the best tip I can tell you is, one, you still have to create your story because it's allow you to know your background and your accomplishment. And before an interview, don't spend your time in guessing what the question is. Don't guess. I'm an interviewer for a long, long time. I like asking questions untraditionally because I don't want my candidate to be prepared, because I wanted to see how they would, I almost want to say how they would fumble, how they would answer questions when they don't know it's coming at them. Okay. In fact, most of the time, I don't even look at resume. I would look at the resume to see your position title, what company you came out of, or just like a glance in 10 seconds. I'm good, because I don't want to rely everything on a resume. I want to have a human connection with you and learn from you, because a good interviewer should look at you in the eye and want you to be able to earn trust by delivering what you have done. Okay? So you still need your story, Cecily. Anna says, the advice that most worked for me was choose the best stories that make your eyes glow when you share. When you sure have all the details. It sounds corny, but it makes you proud. It will show it. That is true. That's very, very true. I don't remember. I've said so many things that I can't remember. That is true. When you tell a story, that's why I don't want you guys to create 50 different stories. If you think about your top three, for example, what is your biggest business impact, right? I want you to start with three. You can be as long-winded as you want to. Go home with it, write 10 pages. No, don't, I'm just kidding. Write a whole paragraph if you want to. And then when you're done with that, I want you to go back and evaluate in here, in your heart, in your soul. Are you passionate when you're presenting those experiences? I guarantee you're not in all three of them. Which one do you really? That's the one that you should really hone in on. Now, the other two, I want you to pick your second choice, because we all know interviewers are human beings. Not everyone follow instructions. Lord forbid, know that in my VIP coaching, even so, not everyone listens very well. You guys know who you are. All of you guys who's watching, I know. A lot of my customers are right off of my YouTube community. You need to learn how to listen. When you listen and you absorb, you kind of know by listening to yourself. I know it's kind of hard. By listening to yourself, and also don't forget your phone, right? Recording on your phone. You know what you sound like, and you know the type of story you should be presenting as an answer. And when you're giving an answer to an interviewer, look at them in the eye. Don't try to find their face. Move the camera. And I talk about this in my virtual video interview that I showed you guys a second ago. Scroll up if you missed it. Scroll up for about 25 minutes. I talked about putting your the interviewer's image, the video image, right next to your camera. That's why I recommend a webcam, because that webcam, you can have the interviewer can see a holistic view of depth to field in the background. That way you're not like all up close trying to eat them so close to the camera. That way you're having the eye contact, you're looking at the interviewer, but at the same time, more importantly, you're looking at the camera. Looking at them in the eye shows confidence, okay? That's why when you look at them, if they're losing interest, you can tell. Now, if they ever yawn at you, you're pretty much done. You hear what I'm saying? If they're yawn at you, it's not a good sign. If they're doing this, writing or typing, if they're typing the whole time, it's not a bad thing. They're taking notes. But if they started writing and not typing and doing this the whole time, they're probably drawing stick figures. I have seen people drawing figures. I've seen bar racers drawing stick figures. Okay, they're just trying to be polite. You hear me? Alrighty then. Oh, Christian. Holly, what are your tips for new hires? Well, my biggest tip for new hire is in my onboarding playlist, my Amazon onboarding playlist. Go check that out, Christian. It is built thinking about everyone who landed a position. When you guys notice the trend here, when I pumped video, forgive me for the first 6 months, I have no clue how to create content. I was just kind of, you know, I was learning. It was a lot learning curve for me. So the onboarding is based on personal experience. Every single thing that I have on there based on my first week, my first 30 days, and my first 90 days, and how fast the environment move. One would say, Holly, why did you waste your time to put out a video that's just a week? Because guys, within a week, magic happened. I made my first hire within 5 business days at Kindle. True story. Okay. When I first joined, even I barely had my laptop, and I had to teach myself how to log in to my lap because it was that busy. It was lap 126 at a time. And as soon as I logged in, I had so many email where I just pretty much pick up and run with it. Or literally run with it. I don't have time to look at the onboarding page. Okay. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys. And I'm pretty sure a lot of curators are going to start talking about onboarding because I'm talking about it right now. This is what I mean by staying in your own lane. The content that I have on for you, if you really listen very carefully, you see how fast it moved. I'm not just giving you an example of subsidiary like Lap 126. I talk about Amazon retail. Retail is the mothership. Retail was the first thing that retails and ebooks, right? The e-commerce space is the first giant that Jeff Bezos ever built. Even so, if you listen to it, in the first 30 days of being a consumer, I built the entire year of international recruiting event from scratch. True story, okay? And I was able to carry a team of just 25 employees, which is sales, marketing. I think at the time they have two to three engineering managers and one level 6 SDE and like 2 junior person. That's it. So I grew a team like that within 6 months in 2 different geography from scratch. Like literally, this is a location you should be going. Let's build a physical building and move everyone in. True story. Okay. So that's why I would highly recommend the Amazon onboarding playlist. It's very short. If you have any questions, please leave it to me inside those playlists. Congratulations. Oh, my head is spinning, guys. Zach says, do I use the STAR method for writing behavioral tasks? Do I need to add an opening paragraph? I think you just asked that questions. Yes, I would highly recommend that you use the STAR method, but don't say STAR. Okay? Do not say STAR. Just be natural as you're doing it. An example would be think about what problem you're trying to solve, how you're able to do that. Because 99% of the time, people fail the interview because they don't talk about the how. They talk about, yeah, I was able to build a solution and help thousands of people. That's great. How did you build the solution? How did you even know what to solve for? How do you even know what your customer is looking for? By the way, who are the end user? Who's your customer? You see where I'm going? And then when the interviewer asks probing question again and again and again, that's a clear indication that you have not answered their question. Okay? Fawaz, hello Fawaz. How are you? Guys, I'm trying my best to hang in there, but my throat is starting to itch and my head is spinning. So I'm now going to skim through as quickly as I can. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to sleep through the next couple days because I cannot feel this way on Friday when I have a special guest to talk about interviewing for leadership. Even if you are an individual contributor, even if you're a junior candidate, you don't want to miss that live coaching, okay? Because we're going to talk about career growth from here. How do you become here and be a principal or be a senior leader or being a director? That's a lot of the hot topic. Okay, so make sure you're coming back on Friday morning for that. Joey says, "What's the typical number of years experience needed as a people manager?" Excuse me. I had 1.8 years holding an actual title, 3+ years senior manager, team coach, junior, yet was told not qualified. Joey, based off of experience, if you want to be a people manager, you don't really need to have a whole lot of people manager. It's based on the skills. It's based on management quality, not actually management experience. Let me explain. Okay? Because if you're interviewing for people managers or whatnot, they have to look at what you have done. And if you can please be more specific for me, are we talking about engineering? Are we talking about PM? Because my answer would change for the two. Okay, so before you become a manager, let's just use PM for example. You need to have solid PM skills. If I look at your LinkedIn profile or resume, I would be able to fill your scale and your scope. That's what the VIP coaching is for as well. I made everyone have a perfect brand and turn those. What do I used to say? And turn them perfect brand into your stories. So you have to do that. They're probably not seeing a lot of the keywords in your branding. If you don't have that, how are you supposed to coach even junior level folks as a starting manager? Okay, I've seen a lot of people manager without no management degree. I'm sorry, not degree. You can tell my head is spinning. With no experiences, you don't need that. You just need to have the aptitude, experience for the role in order to mentor and coach them. Okay? I don't know what your background is, Joey. If you're interested in me reviewing your LinkedIn profile, please do let me know. I'm more than happy to do so today. You're welcome, Zach. Eric says, "Thanks for your help. I passed the phone interview. I have my second on August 18, which is in a week. Yeah, good for you. Yay, good for you, Eric. For an Amazon operation manager, 4 hours of interview. My star are all ready. Working on written paper and practicing. Good for you, Eric. Fingers crossed." Brad, welcome to the community, Brad. Thank you for becoming a supporter. Daniel says, "Thanks for the video and all the info. We talked on LinkedIn regarding the recruiter who recommended your video for my prep." Yes, my recruiter. She actually reported to me. That's one of my favorite for Amazon Alexa in Sunnyvale, California. You see how I'm having my recruiters work for me? I'm just kidding. I still have, thankfully, knock on wood, a lot of great relationship with the recruiting team at Amazon. Thank you for joining, Daniel. Let me know if you have any other questions, okay? Renee, thank you for becoming a member. Brad says, "How many jobs can you apply for on the board open to, you mean at a time, before it start to look like negative? Too many different jobs. Is there such thing?" I highly will not recommend you guys to apply more than 3 jobs. If you apply for, let's just say, a program manager and a product manager, there's a lot of similarity. Even so, in total, no more than 3 because it would be too much. It is a red flag. Okay, you don't want to be that person where it will turn the recruiters off right away, and when that happens, it will never get to the hiring managers. Hiring managers don't look at your application. The recruiter forward your information to them, okay? And before you apply for any position at all, you have to mirror your resume as close to the job description. It needs to hit 70% of the buzzword. What are the buzzword? I'm just going to hone in on using product management as an example. The word product should be all over your resume. What does a product management do? If you're interested to be a product manager for AWS, then cloud, infrastructure, hybrid cloud, private cloud, whatever the JD job description is calling for, needs to be all over your resume. Does that make sense to you? Okay, then you can apply for 3 jobs. You don't need any more because the recruiter, when they search for your name or those buzzwords, it should come up, and you don't want to apply for 50 jobs. Please don't do that. Okay? You should check out my networking playlist. It's LinkedIn Networking. There's a lot of good meat in there, guys. For some reason, every time I talk about networking or do a tutorial, nobody watches. Literally, no one. If you scroll all the way up, guys, for those who just joined, scroll all the way up. I have 3 links on there. You cannot miss those 3 links. The last link is my number 1 most highly rated Amazon interview tip. It shows you how to connect with the recruiters on LinkedIn. Okay. I'm actually showing you on Glassdoor where to find information. All right. Hopefully that answered your question. Let's go down to Najat. Najat says, "Hi Holly, I recently got 3 AWS certificate and want to join Amazon, but don't know where to start in terms preparation. I need help. Would appreciate any suggestion." If you have 3 AWS certification, what are those certifications? What is your background? Okay, what is your background? And I don't know anything about your background, so it's a little bit vague for me to give you an intelligent answer. So when you guys are asking me questions, please tell me a little bit about yourself, just a little bit, not a whole lot. Basically, what are your, at the bare minimum, what are your key strengths? You know, for example, I was a solution architect with a startup background, you know, things like that. That way I'm at least guiding you through the right place. So this is really telling me nothing about your background for me to just make things up. And I'm not going to do that to you. Okay. Najid, also on on Friday, I don't think I will have time to review any stories on LinkedIn because I have a special guest. We're going to focus on the interview process at Amazon for leadership. But next Tuesday, please come back. Please come back. I would love to review your LinkedIn profile right on here if you'd like me to. Okay. All I have to do is I'm just going to take 10 seconds, look at your LinkedIn profile. I'll know exactly what you would be a potential fit for. I'll also give you feedback on how you should probably rebrand yourself. I have not met anyone that has a LinkedIn profile where I'm going to roll off my yoga ball right now. Okay. So it's really important to have the right brand. And also to make you feel better, Najid, because I know nothing about your background, I've had account executive who have their own business who have 0 ounce of tech, zero AWS, 0 infrastructure, 0 anything experience, and that person was in my VIP coaching cohort for 3 months, and I advise that person, or actually there's a group of them, to go get their AWS certification, and guess what? They end up being a PM, a program manager, with no program management experience as well. Because they're smart, they are so hungry, they went above and beyond during the interview, and that results in a job offer at Amazon. True story, okay? Unfortunately, not everyone is comfortable in writing me an endorsement because they're very, very shy. That's a shame, because if you can hear a lot of those stories, if you have failed your job interview 3 times or 6 times, you're not going to write me an endorsement. What are you going to say in your LinkedIn endorsement or video for me? I bombed my interview 6 times and you're an Amazonian. You would be afraid that your peers will look down on you at Amazon, right? That's really the bottom line. But, and I'm a big fan of real life recommendation, because if I copy and paste your message, I might as well just make it up. It's just, if the name doesn't attach to it, for a viewer like you guys, it just doesn't sound real. Okay, unfortunate. That's very, very unfortunate. Renee, love your content. I'm currently preparing for a job interview at Amazon, and I'm currently reading the book Cracking the Code Interview to prepare. That's cool. I've never heard of the book before. Good for you. Renee, there's a lot of free stuff on YouTube. I guarantee you there's a whole bunch of free things. You just have to find the right SDE creator. When you guys are looking for crack the code or any kind of coding, you have to look at the presenter, okay? First, look at their background. They need to be a very strong or staff engineer to speak the language. When I say strong or staff engineer, is they need to be working for a company that it has enough breadth and depth where they could be able to coach you. For instance, if the person who's training you, who's coming from startup, who haven't really built anything for over 100 users or buying the product or services, that's probably not a good person to train you. Okay, I don't train the technical side in my VIP coaching, but I have a lot of resources and material and recommendation in there as well. And a group of my TPM or engineering folks, they get together for mock interview. But again, there's a lot of free content out there, and you should take advantage of that. Just be careful. Don't waste your money if you were to buy something. See where the trainer's coming from in their background. And to be honest, I'm not going to buy a coding course from me because I'm not an engineer. I came from a recruiting background. I know everything about interviewed, on the non-tech side. On the tech side, that's what I have partners to help me with, okay? Also practicing the algorithm, and yes, algorithm and data structure is huge for all of the FANG companies. I know for a fact that even at Google, they would ask you a lot of academia based, even like mapping, right? Mapping, how to solve tic-tac-toe questions, so on and so forth. Things that I'm sharing with you guys is all public information, by the way. And Renee, if you haven't already, I would also ask for you to join Quora. I talked about this in my #1 video. The link is on the very top, the last link, the Amazon interview tips, that link. I talk about Quora because wait, what is it? I'm just going to type you on here. Quora.com. Okay. I just put the link down. Quora.com. Basically, there's a lot of Amazonians in there, ex-Amazonian. People talk about, if you were to say, what are some of the technical questions for STE? Somebody's going to jump in and answer that. How sweet is that? And it's all free. I don't pay attention to it anymore because I haven't recruited in such a long time, and my priority is in coaching. Joshua, thank you so much for the super chat. You are a member and super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. For Boolean search, I use online resources that auto build the search string for me. Will that look? Yes. Joshua, no, my friend, no. No. You need to know that stuff. Even if you have an online tool to build it, you're talking about Amazon and a lot of these companies. What if you don't have that? Instead of relying on a tool, how do you Boolean search? You will need to gain those skills, okay? For instance, I want you to look for a senior level software engineer with any type of devices experiences, having a background of machine learning or computer vision for Alexa. Where do you find it? You need to be able to really construct, especially at a level 6, okay? And if you're using a machine, or even I haven't been in any of that space in such a long time, so I don't even know what's out there anymore. They may not have all of that stuff available for you, okay? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm trying to... Tanya, I was afraid that you may not be here today. And thank you so much for the super chat, guys. You guys don't have to. If you do that, it shows up in the very front of my screen, and that's where I go straight to. I think I think a friend Joshua was afraid that my fever is hitting and I may just shut this off any moment now. That's probably why. And it's probably true. Okay. This is not... Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get used to this. Okay. Whew, there you go. Why is this not working? Okay. Renee, any recommendation? What else should I follow? I would just do that. I would really brush up on your data structure algorithm. If you're interviewing for an engineering position, I would absolutely brush up on your system design, your object-oriented design, and also analysis, okay? System design and architecture, it is part of the interview technical question. I would say 40%, if you're an engineer, will be tech-based. That 60% is also behavioral-based. And yes, because you could definitely use the STAR method when you're answering tech question as well. For example, algorithm, right? Before you solve algorithm, what problem are you trying to solve? And before you go to the result, you have to do the how, right? You have to test. You have to make sure that you're building the right automation, and your automation actually is functional before you share your result with the interviewer. You see where I'm going? Joey says, I was a TPM who left a job 3 years ago to continue data science. Wow, smart man. Master's program is telling a story from the latest unpaid internship. Go extra miles to help the client, help to impress the interviewer. Well, let me give you a quick answer here, Joey. If you're interviewing for an industry position, I will not use internship experience industry. Okay. If you're interviewing for a junior level position, you can't. I don't know what your intern is, but please do not mention unpaid. Do not tell the interviewer this is unpaid, volunteer, don't tell that. You can simply just say, I'd like to walk you through a time where I've gone above and beyond for this customer. What did you do? And tell them the story that way. But as you're doing it, you don't even have to mention when I was an internship. Less is more. The less said is better. You hear what I'm saying? When you're creating your story, make sure there is an impact. When there's an impact, then yes, you can use that story. Hey, Sadia, how are you? AB, I'm here to thank you for amazing content and help. I got a program manager offer last week. Accepted today. Yay! That is 5 job offer, 4 or 5 job offer. Good for you. Congratulations to always being day one. I'm going to add another emoji that says accepted, offer accepted. Yay! Good for you. Congratulations. You all make my day. Tanya, let's review your story, Tanya. As a program manager for the city's transit agency, I launched a mobile app that offer customer a convenient way to buy bus and train tickets. I'm still looking. Okay, let's just redo that, Tanya, because your stuff is jumping up all over. Let's do that again in a second, okay? Renee says that does Holly has Twitter? Can't find her. I did have Twitter, but I kind of deleted my Twitter account because I just don't really like Twitter. Shh. I deleted my Twitter account about 3 times. I'm an introvert, and just being on YouTube and LinkedIn was already too much for me. I was at Glassdoor Clubhouse. I lasted for it was too social for me. I like to just get in and get out. Although Instagram is a new platform for me, you can tell because I only have 460 follower. Guys, follow me on Instagram. I'm just hollylee.co, and my link, you can find it right in below of all of my video. I'm going to start doing short 1 minute or less tutorial on Instagram. I've just been under the weather for the last 2 weeks and I haven't had a chance to. So I'm trying to look at that. But a lot of my audience so far followed me on LinkedIn and also on YouTube. Instagram will be a new thing. I'm just not a Twitter person. Okay. Fawaz says, have you seen career changes from oil and gas ops, refining gas processing to Amazon op? Was it successful? Fawaz, to be honest with you, I haven't, and I know nothing about oil and gas on the operation side because I was in consumer and devices. If you're not in the same org, it's pretty much silence. It's funny, right? Because we all work for Amazon. I don't even know all the companies that Amazon has because they acquire so many and there's so many changes to scale, right? So and truthfully, I don't know even if I ask somebody in operation, they would have that answer. But if that is the fact, if I were you, I would try to just Google it and see what would come up for Amazon, because if it's important, if it's achievable, if it's successful, it would already been on the news. All right, Tanya, take 2. Are you ready, Tanya? This is going to be closer to my very last questions because I can really feel my throat wanting to shut down. Okay, hang on. Okay. As a program manager, let me just put it on here, Tanya, so I know. Whew, I have to take a deep breath. You see that? Where is it, Tanya? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Tanya. I'm just gonna put take two. I won't put the whole thing on here, but just this part, okay? Actually, it is really bugging me. I know I'm doing this, excuse me, to you guys again, but corner margin. Hang on, guys. Bear with me for a second. Oh, it did work. Okay, just give me 1 second. The margin is a little ugly and I don't like it. Okay, that's probably better. Yes, that is much better. Alrighty. Excuse me, guys. All right, take two. Here's a story for disagree with my manager. Are you guys all ready? Are you all ready? I feel like singing. As a program manager for the city transit agency, I launched a mobile app that offers customer a convenient way to buy bus and train tickets. Awesome. I was looking for a partner with state agency so customers can access multiple services in our app. An opportunity to collaborate became available, but the cost exceeded budget, so it was canceled. So, what is the problem that you were trying to solve? I would simply just change all of that and mention the problem I was trying to solve is, or my goal is, right? I would just be more clear. Your action, an opportunity for grant money became available. I shared this with the executive sponsor and was rejected. She rejected the idea because she didn't want to pursue more work with smaller team layoffs. I listened to her concern, leveraged partners and stakeholders. I returned to her for a memo and presentation reiterating the benefits of collaborating with realigning scope by removing ambiguity. She's supporting me with grant application. The project was selected. It is too much words. So here's what I would have done differently, okay? Oh my goodness. This is a very long live stream, guys. My throat kept on drying off. And I can't take my meds. If I take my meds, I would be snoring right now live streaming. Not only am I actually did it early this morning and I had 2 shots of homemade espresso and my energy level, you can tell is it's dying off. Okay. Here's what I would do. Okay, Tanya, are you ready? Disagree your manager. Okay, go. As a program manager for the city transit agency, I launched a mobile app that offers customer a convenient way to buy bus and transfer tickets. I was looking to partner. Oh, don't type, everyone. Let me finish reading. It bounces my message. I was looking to partner with state agencies so customer can access multiple services in our app. Stop right there. Unfortunately, my manager disagreed with me in looking for additional help because of smaller team due to layoff. The good thing is I was able to identify opportunity for grant money and it became available. What I've done is I put on a presentation. What data are you measuring? Are there any number that you like when anytime when I hear a presentation benefits collaboration, realign the scope by removing ambiguity is great, but what data represents that? If it would be great if you can share, a presentation highlighting what numbers to what numbers, what really pop for your manager. By doing so, I was able to earn her trust and support with the grant. The project was the project was selected as one of the 75 national applicants and awarded $675K funding. Period. That's it. You see how I'm dropping a lot of the unnecessary word? Because when you're interviewing with somebody and they don't come from your background, they're not going to. It's very common by the don't be scared. Don't freak out, people. It's okay. You could be in a transit background, Boeing background, manufacturing background, military background, all of those background. They were all my former customer and they're now Amazonians, okay? You are going to get hired based on your delivery, the way how you communicate the things that you've done. I do believe that this is a very good story, but make sure you massage it a little bit to transition it out. Give me more data that you're able to convey and influence your manager that goes, wow. Okay. So if you can do that again and show it to me next Tuesday, because this Friday I'm not reviewing anything. It's more focusing on Q&A with my with another leader, and we're going to give you a lot of tips for those who are interviewing with Faang companies specifically. Okay, so that's easily going to take out an hour and a half alone. Okay, you're welcome, Cecily. Oh Lord, please help me. I'm not ready to quit yet. Help me. Okay. Hopefully, I haven't missed anyone. You guys know how anal I am. Okay. Um. Action to listen to it's too long. I would simply just focus on what data that you use to present to your stakeholder leadership, Tanya, and how you're able to earn their trust when they see the benefits of what number are you looking at to stand and what do those numbers represent. Okay? Alrighty. And Jay says, did you or your clients ever regret completing an internal transfer and decided to search for another role 1 to 2 months into the role? Any advice? Very smart question, Jay. First, you should know that I have helped a couple internal folks. Um, and no, I have not had anyone who didn't like the new job, because before you transfer to a different team, you should already be doing informational with them, right? You should be able to have coffee chat with some of the pure level that's doing your job, right? Because not all internal transfer, like any job's gonna pan out well. Okay. Thank you so much for the star and everything in being your amazing you. Constant Price. Jay also says the onboarding playlists were super helpful and so true regarding self-service. That is true, my friend. Self-service. Zach also says, I just got another panel with Tesla. Yay! Oops, sorry, Tanya. Let me remove you. Yay, Tesla. I used STAR method by my second interview and it worked. You know what, Zach? I love what you said so much. I'm going to pin your comment. That is very, very true, Zach. You don't need the STAR method in just for Amazon, because the STAR truly works for everything. The star works for everything. Can you all please give a girl a thumbs up? Did you hear what our friend Zach just said? He followed every single thing in my star template. The link is on the very top, by the way. There's 10 stories for you, including the most recent 2 leadership principle. I don't focus on LP. I focus on the meaning of the philosophy of the LP, and I pretty much make up a question. I don't even know what the questions are. I just made it up. It's really focusing on career growth, scaling across successfully in the broad environment. Ooh, almost spilled my tea. Okay, congratulations for you. I know Tesla also have their own version of the writing exercise as well. I know that because one of my customer has that. Keep me updated. Mr. Tomas Dorko, welcome to become a supporter. Okay, let me... Oh, sorry, guys. Good afternoon to you, Brad. Najit says, I have a BBA finance degree, but didn't like the industry. I'm AWS cloud practitioner and machine learning. That's very ambitious. And SA associates. I want to work as ML architect. Okay, that's a lot more clear. Then if I were you, if you just have your bachelor's and so forth, have you talk about what am I saying? Have you looked at internship position or new graduate opportunity you would absolutely be qualified, okay? Because you actually have your master's degree, and it also helps and shows a lot of aptitude, or I should say appetite to learn as well. I just made that up. It's not an Amazon thing. Because you are getting 3 certification and not just one. And the one advice I would have for you, Najit, is to, you know what, just look at my LinkedIn networking playlist. I want you to reach out to potential hiring managers. You can absolutely reach out to recruiters that way, but recruiters don't pay attention to folks without industry experience. That's why I mentioned hiring managers, potential hiring managers, because they care for all level. Okay, especially those junior folks. Because if you really think about it, right? Organizations don't want a bunch of senior people or mid people. It's too heavy. It's too top heavy. They want the junior folks here so they can have the opportunity to grow up. Grow up. What am I saying? Growth. Oh my Lord. I have to cut it out. All right, guys, I have to wrap this up very quickly now. I'm going to answer the question that's already in here and speed it through, okay? Jay, thank you so much for upgrading your membership to leadership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay. Alrighty. And let's go with, you see that I'm so obsessed and I see a bunch of people joining, so I can't just leave you guys hanging. Okay. Satya says, the recruiter again reach out for new similar position a previous failed. Just stop. Just wait. Just stop. Satya, if you already have failed interviewed, just stop. Whatever the reason is, some recruiters don't even pay attention. As you all know, as human, we don't read, right? And we don't pay attention. If they saw a failed interview and it's so recent, a lot of the time, I mentioned this in my private VIP coaching cohort, where they want to talk to you to check it off to say and move you to the next phase in the the applicant tracking system to say, yes, I've had XYZ number of candidate phone screen. Just don't do that. Just don't. A recruiter should know better. When someone have a failed interview, they should let it sit for a while and look to evaluate if it's a fit. Okay? If you want to, Najid, I offer a discount, a 50% discount. It's called hollylee.co/branding. It comes with the LinkedIn Accelerator as well in my private Facebook group, where I reviewed your resume and LinkedIn and fix your branding. Because just out of that, this is not even my my live coaching with me in VIP coaching. 3 people landed a job offer just out of my branding self-taught digital course. I guess what really did it for them is an interview tip that's already inside my my branding, as well as reviewing their credential. Okay, so if you're interested in that, let me just put the link on here. Let me put the link on here. And oh, sorry guys, I'm trying. I really don't like streaming in one monitor. I don't know how other people do it. I can't do it. It is hollylee.co/branding. Okay. The LinkedIn Accelerator is free with this. All right. Let me go through really, really quickly. I'm so obsessed with my customer. Alrighty. I'm going to pick on those who I have not shown any love yet. Cecily says I may need to rebrand as well. Cecile and everyone else who have had a failed job interview, for the love of God, take a look at my branding, because it is a 50% discount for my paid community member that's watching me right now, because I genuinely wanted to help you. Okay. Again, it also includes reviewing your branding inside my private Facebook community. And that is for my branding clients only. Okay. That's going to save you a lot of time in re-interviewing. And before you know it, a year has passed and you have 6 failed interview by then. Daniel, regarding which LP you should focus for product manager, it's all of the LP. Listen to the word that's coming to me. Everybody who's asking me questions, please scroll all the way up. There's 3 links on there. The first link, please click on it. There's 10 of my top behavioral templates. You need to be able to answer those questions. That's going to help you ace your Amazon interview. Don't think about leadership principle or anything else. Please, for the love of God, create your story with a smile. Just do it. I promise you. I promise you, you will feel so much more confident when you are able to do that. And I'm trying to teach you the STAR method my way. Okay? Thank you, Jay. I'll see you on Friday, Jay. Okay? I'm losing my voice very quickly. Mr. Tamostock, I will have my second interview for a senior PM for sourcing. Oh, another sourcing. Oh, sourcing, not recruiting sourcing, but operations. So I got you. I got you. It's non-tech. My interview will be on Friday. Good for you. By the way, for all of you guys who's interviewing, I highly recommend having your interview on Friday when people are in a good mood. Yes, most of all of the LP will be covered. Scroll up and watch my questions and answer playlist. That's all you guys need. Just do that. If there's anything I have to tell you guys in prepping for your interview, click on the link that I already have for you guys. I know I repeated myself 10 times, but you know, I love all of my members, but you all don't listen. You all don't listen, okay? Maria, hello, you made it. Get well for Friday. Looking forward to, yeah. In fact, guys, aside from coaching my VIP coaching cohort, because I run a Monday and Wednesday coaching for 2 hours, outside of that, I'm just going to take the rest of the week off. I need to feel better for Friday because there's no way I would cancel having a special guest on there, okay? All right. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to close this and wrap it up very, very closely here. Welcome, everybody. There is a lot of new members today. Thank you so much for supporting my work, my channel, and my business. I want you all to do me a really big favor, and that is be good to yourself. Everything that you need to create your fancy Amazon story, it is in the Amazon Leadership Principle question and answer. The link is in this live chat. Go all the way up, more, higher, very top, okay? Those 3 links, you have to look at them because it has every single thing. And it took me nearly 2 years to create that, to know what on earth I'm talking about in order to pump the right content for you. Okay? So please be well, be good to yourself. And I will see you all on Friday at 9:30 a.m. Seattle time.